Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert. Now, since last episode, I discovered something very upsetting. Right now, of course, sickly meals were just recently added to Ice and Fire, like, I think it was the most recent version of Ice and Fire when they were added. They don't work properly. They do work, but after each server restart, the effect goes away and the dragons can continue growing. I haven't actually tried feeding dragon meals to them, but the dragons, just hanging out, they'll every day they'll grow a stage, because they can grow passively like that. And so all my dragons have grown a little bit. Not a huge amount. I mean, my little stage 1s are now stage 2s. I've been messing with it all day. I tried giving them additional sickly meals and stuff, and it did not work. So right now I have most of the dragons put away. Most of them. You can see in here I've got all of these put away, as well as Sephiron. I think the only dragon out at the moment is her. So she is currently hanging out here. But you can see that her health is, I believe, higher than it was. I think 304 is where she was at, and she's now up to 335. So, and I also tried letting their hunger go all the way down. I wasn't sure. Yeah, you can see she's now a stage 4 dragon, and I haven't given her any meals. And of course, we did give her sickly meals, and I actually gave her another sickly meal, and she's still continued to grow after the next server restart. So I'm assuming that maybe in single player, anytime you shut down the pack and restart, open it back up, it's going to do that as well. I don't know for sure, but on our end, it's server restarts. So, also the hunger, by the way, just a heads up, I don't know if I mentioned this, the hunger stat here, you can let that run down to 0. I tried letting the hungers run down to 0, see if maybe it would stunt the growth until they were fed, and it does not stunt the growth. So, hunger, really the main thing it's used for is healing your dragon. So, we don't have to worry too much about that. They won't die or anything like that. They won't even, I don't even think they'll lose health from being at 0 hunger, to my knowledge, but... anyways, I have been building here a bit, and you can see I've started adding towards the next little chamber. How much I'm going to be able to use those chambers, I'm not for sure until they fix that issue. I looked in the configs to see if maybe there was a setting so you could make it so that dragons don't grow passively, like they have to be fed dragon meals. Because I was going to see, and if so, I was going to have Severe turn it on the next, server restart. But there's no config option for that. There's also no commands or anything that I could find for Ice and Fire to stop a dragon from growing. So there's not a whole lot I can do at the moment. So right now we don't have many dragons out, but maybe that'll get fixed. And I'm going to put in a bug report for it, and maybe they'll fix it for Ice and Fire, hopefully. But I have been building a little bit. I did open this mouth of the cave, and this is enough that I can get out, no problem, 100% of the time, and not take any damage. So it's actually just ground level where the opening's at. And it works out well. So, and I've been building here. I'm actually going to add little piles of snow and silver and stuff like that. I was just kind of getting the base floor down, and then I'll add those on. Also, you can see that the lighting is all janky. That's because I haven't been worried about lighting. I've been pulling up the torches and working on this. I don't really have any mobs spawning around here. I think it's because of the peace candle that's over there. And they haven't really been spawning. So... but anyways, that's what I've been working on. I also went out and farmed a bunch of frost lilies. I did this little chisels and bits. I'm also going to have some chisels and bits up here. And I'm actually going to have something similar to this downstairs, but it's not going to be ice. It'll instead be boards turning into stone, like breaking off where the stone's at. But I'll probably start that here soon. I'd like to start it, but I've been working a lot in here, like since last episode. And like I said, I went out farming frost lilies, and Tyler dropped by and gave me a few frost lilies. The dragon breeding is a little bit buggy. I'll go ahead and tell you. You may have already encountered this if you've been trying to breed dragons. A lot of times it doesn't work. Altogether, I think I farmed up and had enough frost lilies to breed like, I don't know, 15, 16 times, and I only successfully bred like twice. Because the dragons are kind of a pain. I don't know, like I was trying to breed them in here. Sometimes it has worked. Like I've gotten 3 successful breeds here. But a lot of times it wasn't working. So I don't know if Maybe moving them to a larger space might be better. I may wait to breed anymore. Right now I'm not going to breed until the dragon growth issue gets fixed, because I don't really want a bunch of tier 5 dragons running around, because they're just so big. But I don't know. I don't know if a larger space, maybe the Broodmother's Cave might be more successful for breeding. I'm not for sure. But I don't know. And I actually thought about putting the dragons out here and just kind of letting them hang out and fly around. You know, they have the home space marked. But the only thing is I'm going to have fire dragons too, and if I do that, the dragons are going to be waging war against each other. Probably not the best idea. I need to have them caged up for that simple reason that they're going to try to kill each other. And then lastly, I did craft the quantum suit boots. And just charge those back up, because my boots, I've noticed my boots actually run out durability faster than anything, and my leggings are second fastest, because I'm always dropping off of stuff, and it's resisting fall damage, and then I'm always sprinting everywhere. By the way, this area, because there's ice, let me show you something fun. Okay, Quantum Suit, I don't know if I mentioned this, but Quantum Suit, of course, has a 3x speed boost when you sprint, but whenever you sprint across ice, you go super fast. So watch this. Pew! And it's fun because like you can just like jump across there and everything. Quantum Suit boots are a lot of fun. They really, really are. So right now, the only piece of quantum that we cannot craft, and I actually think, I mean, I did a little bit more exploration. We're going to need 2 more iridium reinforced plates to make the quantum suit body armor. That is the only piece that we're missing. That's going to be 4 iridium ore. Oh, you actually need it for the deep dark portal. Interesting. Technically, except for the sextuple compressed cobblestone, we could get the sextuple compressed cobblestone being created, and we could make the deep dark portal fairly easily, because I have the litherite. Oh wait, draconium. I thought that was manulin. Never mind, scratch that. Oh wow. You use iridium for a lot of things, I'm noticing. Okay, but we need 8 more iridium ore. I do not have enough. I do not have enough iridium for that. I'm going to have to... I mean, it's pretty easy to find if you go out exploring, because you get batches of like 9 at a time, you know, from dungeons and stuff like that. But I do not currently have enough. But that's okay. That's alright. I think... I want to say I've got like 40 or something iridium. I don't have a whole lot at the moment. Okay, we've got 50 iridium shards. So we're going to be able to get ourselves, what, 5 iridium ore. So I don't need a whole lot more to be able to make the chest plate, but I do need a little bit. But luckily with the Dungeon Seeker, it's not going to take very long at all to find that. So what I want to do this episode, I did mention that I want to get back into Ice and Fire again this episode. Okay, now if we take a look in here, I have a summoning pendulum. And this whole summoning pendulum, of course the summoning pendulum was mine, but the things that are in it are all thanks to Tyler. He's on right now. I think he actually gets on... it'll still be a couple hours, but anyways, he kept bringing these by because he would come across them. Now these just spawn. We've actually encountered them quite a few times around our pirate cove. They're all over in the ocean, but he kept bringing them by, and so I just kept putting them in the summoning pendulum. So we have 4 of these, and if we drop them down, there we go. We have Hippocampus. Oh, they can break through that. That's not ideal, really. Okay, I tell you what. We will do then. Oh, I don't like the fact that they can go underneath that. Let me pop over here. Let me make a couple more fences real quick and gates and stuff like that. It may not match. Okay, originally I was wanting them to be able to hang out in the water, and what I might actually do, I don't know, this little cage area is going to change because this whole area has to get expanded and opened up. I was going to work on this between episodes, but I didn't really... First up, I didn't really have the time. I didn't have the time after working on the dragon area, and I kind of got sucked into the dragon area a bit. We're just going to put stone like that. I think that would be alright. And then we'll do stone over here as well, and a little bit of dirt. Because these guys can actually walk on water. I mean, walk on land. They're just really clumsy about it whenever they do. So, I think this will be okay. So, if we take these and we drop them down, there's 1. And there's 2. And then there's 3 and 4. And these guys shouldn't... Actually, let me move these around a little bit, because this one... I need a lot more pins. I'm going to have quite a few pins. And, okay, there we go. Anyways, there's like... I can't remember how many colors there are. The bestiary might actually say. I want to say there's like 5 or 6 different colors of these. Let's see. Yeah, there's 6 different colors. So we have these 2 colors right here. There's also red, an orange, a green, and a yellow. This is what, blue and sapphire or whatever. There are additional colors, and eventually I would like to have all the colors. And then, of course, once we get into hippogriffs, there's multiple colors, and I would like to have all the colors. I actually have seen some reds and orange and yellow around our island. I just didn't pick them up before because we didn't have a space to really put them. Now, these guys shouldn't despawn. These guys, even though they're not name tagged yet, they shouldn't despawn. Ice and fire mobs are pretty much that way. They don't generally despawn on their own. They'll generally hang out. Now, we can also tame these so that we can ride them. I don't think we can even right-click on them at the moment. I could be wrong, but I don't think. Yeah, see, we can't click on them. We can't open up their inventories or anything like that until we tame them. And they are very tameable. Let's go ahead and pull up a waypoint that I made a while back. Right here, Guardian. We're going to go ahead and set this one. And I have found a Guardian Temple over in that direction. And I want to go explore it today. Now, luckily we have the Quantum Suit Helmet, which can, at the cost of a little bit of power, it can give us back breath. Anytime that we would run out of breath, it can replenish our breath. So, what I want to do is I want to head out over here. And I want to say it doesn't have to be toggled on. I don't recall any of the special abilities having to be toggled on. By the way, you'll notice that Quantum Suit Legs, using Sprint, is as good as using a boat. You can just sprint through the water at like pretty fast speed. Boat might be a little bit faster. I will say once we get our hippocampi, it's faster. It's 100% faster using that than Quantum Suit. And I want to test out the water thing. It should replenish my air bubbles here in just a moment. Yeah, see? It just gave me full breath. And it's probably used up a little bit in the helmet. It's not a whole lot to the point that it even really matters. Actually, this Guardian spot is near this island here, isn't it? I seem to remember it being in kind of a funny place, like it's near land, I think. I do believe so. Okay, so let's go in. Of course, we're going to get a mining speed debuff here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and kick on night vision. And I don't think, night vision's not affected by sea lanterns. It doesn't give you blindness for looking at sea lanterns. And let's do ourselves a Guardian Temple real quick. The only thing is, I've got to find... Okay, right here. About to say it's like a dead end. Alright. And this is, I don't know, this is semi-legit. Is it giving me blindness, actually? Yeah, it's actually giving me blindness. Interesting. I didn't think it could. For whatever reason. I mean, it makes sense that it does. But for some reason, I was thinking that it couldn't do that, so... Alright, but what we're looking for is we need to get into the little area that runs around the side of the temple. Of course. I feel like, I mean, these are vanilla things, so I don't know how much explanation is really necessary for these, but it's really strange. I see a bunch of mobs on the map, but we're not actually encountering any guardians yet. Ah! Here we go. Here is an Elder Guardian. This is the first of 3 that we have to fight. There we go. He's dead, and we got a sponge. That's what I was after. And I'm actually looking for one of the sponge rooms, ideally. But we may not find one. It's all based on like luck and chance. And this is the area that I was looking for, where you kind of go around the outside of the temple here. Actually, in the middle of this is a like what, 8 gold blocks? I want to say. No. Don't come back here. You're not going to be able to kill me with the amount of health that I've got. Like, nothing can kill me at this point. Okay. So he should be, if we go back out here, he should be around over here, I think. Yeah, right there. That'll be number 2, and then we just need the one at the very top center of the temple. So we'll have to make our way up there. This one actually already took some damage from something. Let's see, did we just level this up? Yes, we got another modifier. It's heroic level. Now, by the way, my pick is awesome level. It's a little ways through awesome. It's actually been awesome for a little while. I just forgot to mention it. So, okay, let's head back, and we need to head to the very top center of the temple. And we're still, I mean, you can see it's barely even draining any power out of this. But what we're after is the sponges. I need sponges. Now, we can also get them from, like, void miners, you know, if we had pushed on to environmental tech and I think there's a couple little ways like that, but I don't think there's any way for us to get sponges at the moment. I do think there is some structures. I can't remember if they're quark structures or what, but some structures that actually spawn with sponges inside of them as well. But in this case, we're just going to head straight up as best we can. Looks like no way to go up here. And by the way, this mining fatigue 3, I mean, look at that. It's not even worth trying to mine anything. Of course, we do have Void Mine or Vein Miner, so it could actually be effective. You know, in Sevtech, I actually bypassed it because I had the Swift Pick, and so the mining fatigue didn't really matter when you have a Swift Pick, because the Swift Pick is still super fast, even with mining fatigue. Okay, yep, right here. There is the last Elder Guardian, and you are going to die, sir. There we go. And now the temple is purged. Now I just have to wait for this mining fatigue 3 to wear off, and we'll actually be able to mine. We're not going to get any more mining fatigue from this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to head out for right now. I'm going to head back to the surface, and then we're going to drop in through the top and vein mine this place out, I guess. Would probably be the best way to do it. I've just got to find my way out of here. Ah, there's a nature chest here. Bottle of air, you can drink it and it'll give you back all your breath. We've got an Evoker Fang, summons the secret magic of the Evoker Illager. Premium Crushed Impossible Capacitor. Okay, let's go ahead and grab these things. And I'll take the bottle of air just because it's kind of fun. And actually the mining fatigue is just about to wear off. There we go. And are these even craftable? I want to say that the Evoker Fang, it is craftable, but it takes an end crystal. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start mining up prismarine blocks. And start tearing apart this temple. And I'm just going to dump this stuff. There we go. Alright. And yeah, see, 8 blocks of gold. We'll go ahead and take those because we might as well. It's free gold, so whatever. I don't know that this place is going to have a sponge room. In my experience, they're not super common, which is kind of a bummer because, honestly, like, you got your prismarine, crystals, and shards. Oh, wait, there we go. Ah, okay. That, oops, don't want the pendulum right now. This is what I was after. So, yeah, I think the axe is best on them. Let's go ahead and grab those. How many sponges? 37. Okay. And actually, I don't need that guy. I really don't need the bottle of air either, but I'm just kind of holding on to it just for fun. Okay, hopefully we'll find some more sponge rooms. Maybe. Maybe so. But honestly, that's enough sponges to really get us started with what I want to do with them. So I'm not too concerned about it. But hey, we're getting free prismarine, which is always nice as well. And it's possible there could be another sponge room somewhere in here, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. Haha, no pun intended. I wouldn't do it. Okay, good. I'm actually wanting a bunch of this stuff, though, anyways, because I'm going to use it for building, of course. Prismarine is, like, probably one of the best vanilla blocks there is, I think. One of my favorites. I'm not too worried about you guys. Though I do want to make a spawner with them at some point. Okay, inventory is pretty well filled, so let's go ahead and pop back. Wait, where did my summoning pendulum go? I want that. Okay, let's go ahead and pop home. And let's kick off our night vision. And let's take our sponges. I believe it has to be dry sponges for this to work. Alright, so let's take these over. And we're just going to go drop these in the induction furnace. And get these dried out real quick. Because if I recall, we actually need standard sponges, not wet sponges. So we'll just drop them into there and let those smelt up. Let me go drop off all this prismarine. I don't believe I have this actually slotted at the moment. I know I have the crystals and shards slotted. But all of these blocks I'm going to have to drop off. That's fine. And I'll go ahead and drop off the gold. We already have 18 stacks, but that's going to bump us up to almost 19.5 stacks. Oh, not too bad. Alright, so let's go grab our sponges. There's those. And then what we can do to actually tame our hippocampi, all we need to do is feed a sponge to them. So let's go ahead. Let me in here. Okay. We're going to take our sponges. And there we go. Best friends forever. Alright, let's try that one's tamed. And 3... Okay, 3, 4. Whatever. That one's tamed. So we have 4 tamed hippocampi now. And we still have enough sponges to tame a fair few more as well. And then what we can do is... Let me eat real quick. Let's pop over here and let's go grab ourselves some armor. And I think I want to go with... Let's see, I've got diamond and gold armor, and I've got some more armor around here. Okay, it's just more gold armor. I had a little bit more, but I actually traded it for something. Because armor in this pack isn't... it's not craftable. You have to get it from chests. But the hippocampi I just used just the standard armor. So let's grab that. Let's grab ourselves a chest. And then we're also going to need a saddle. So let's grab that. Okay, now we should be set. We should be set to take our first run around with our hippocampi. Now, I believe you can actually tell these to sit, if I recall correctly. If you... let me see. I could have swore you could tell these ones to sit. Okay, it's a stick. You use a stick on it to tell it to sit. So if we right-click, these are both sitting. I guess that one's going to sleep, is what it's doing. But it kind of looks like it just fell over and died at the moment. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I need bigger pins for these. I'll get bigger pins, I promise. This is just kind of a temporary little spot for these. And we'll tell these to sit as well. Just because we can. Alright. And I believe it's the same with hippogriffs. I think you use a stick to tell them to sit, if I recall correctly. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to shift right-click our hippocampus. Let's give it some armor. Oops, wrong thing. Let's give it a little bit of... Oops. Oops, what's going on? No? Okay, anyways. Let's, there's some armor. And then we'll shift-click a chest on there. And we'll shift-click this on there. Why does it have a... Oh my gosh. Visual bugs for days. There we go. Okay. So he's got a chest. You can actually see the chest setting there, the saddle setting there, and the golden horse armor setting there. I love it because you can see all this stuff. And then we can just right-click him, and he's gonna get up here, and we're gonna take him out for a test drive. Whoops. Okay. Yeah. This might not work out so well. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Let's actually, for right now. Why do I have 2 bands of mana? Okay. I'm getting all sorts of visual bugs. I may have to relog because sometimes that happens and then it keeps happening and you pretty much have to just relog to fix it. But I don't know, we'll see. Let's go ahead and grab him. And we'll bring him out here to the bay and put him down. Hey, come back! Stop it! This is why I wanted pins for these because they're hard to catch. Okay, there we go. And now we have what is basically... Oops. A super fast boat. Like, this thing is incredibly fast, right? And we can actually go underwater, and you'll notice that my bubbles are not going down. When riding on this, you do get water breathing, which is quite wonderful. And this stuff... Oh, that hurts him. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to have to give him some sponges. I should be able to feed these to him while we're riding. Maybe not. Maybe that only works for dragons. You can feed dragons while you're riding, but you can't apparently can't feed these guys. Okay, but one thing that we can do is we can run around all these different nature cores under the water here. We can just run around, and we can go open these chests. But I don't think there's really going to be anything that we want in them. But the nice thing is, whenever I'm going out for guardian temples and stuff like that, hippocampi would be perfect for making that travel. And what is this over here? This looks like one of the little quark structures, I do believe. So let's go ahead and... Oh my gosh. You're gone now, huh? Let me grab a stick. Come here. Okay. Yeah, you need to just have a seat. Sit down. Let me heal you up, because I beat you to death trying to break that coral. And let's pop back over here. I think these are one of the, I think it's from Quark, and it's filled with, like, sea lanterns and stuff. Yeah, I do believe so. And cave spiders, apparently. But anyways, we have super fast underwater transportation. Is this a chest, too? Yeah, treasure chest from Actually Editions. And we got, looks like fish and name tags. Okay. Those you can spot because they release bubbles. See? They're fairly common. Music disc and more fish. Usually nothing too crazy out of these, but they are another thing that you can gather when you're under the water here. So there's some gold, solid XP, a lot of junk basically. Not as good as like dungeon chests and stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna find any iridium or anything in these. Chances are, Pico Jam. Yeah, nothing too great. I think there is some stuff that come out of these. I don't usually ever bother with these things, in truth, but yeah, see, there's some ender pearls, which I guess are kind of useful. But yeah. So, anyways, we have super underwater mount. Look at that. I'm a real pirate captain now because I have super fast underwater travel going on. These guys are pretty nice, though. I do love the ice and fire creatures just because they're just so well done. So many squid. So many squid. Oh my gosh. I will be coming back to here though to harvest up some of that coral, I do believe. Because I'm going to want some for my build. I need to work on this section of the base here soon. So, I've just been working so much stuff. So much stuff. Alright, so let's I'll show you what he looks like whenever he moves on land. This is actually kind of funny. This is actually kind of funny, I think. So, see their legs go out to the side, and they just kind of like hop around. They can move on the land. I mean, they're not awful slow. I mean, they're not fast by any stretch of the imagination, but you can ride them around on land if you so desire. If you don't feel like dismounting, you can just ride them around. And I actually just noticed a bug. So, okay. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, see, it does that. Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's just like Visual Bug City going on right here. Oh well. Whatever. Whatever, we'll roll with it. Okay, and before we end out the episode, I want to do something else. I was debating between a couple different ice and fire related things to end out the episode with, but I think I decided what I want to do, because it's super fun, and it's something, we can touch back on something that we started earlier. We kind of started earlier, but didn't finish, sort of. I mentioned that we were going to use it, basically. Let me head up to the Dragon Roost. Or actually, I've got an anvil down here. I'll just use this one. Right, yeah. Okay. I'm going to take this bronze pickaxe and I'm going to apply Silk Touch to it. And, of course, I have this Silk Touch hammer, but you can't actually use the Tinker's Construct tools for this. You're going to have to use something that's actually, you know, standard tools. So we're going to go ahead and take that. So we've got a Silk Touch bronze pickaxe. And then I've got to go out and find something. And I've got to grab a couple things, but I'm going to keep it secret for right now. So I'll be back here in just a minute once I find what I'm looking for. Okay, I found what I was looking for. I found an ice dragon down in a cave. It's either a tier 4 or a tier 5. I'm not too concerned with which tier it is. Because I just need a big dragon, right? I just need a very big dragon. And this will be fine. So our Gorgon head that we got forever ago from killing the Gorgon, I want to use this today. So let's go ahead and kick on our night vision for starters. And let's drop down in there with her. Here we go. And then all we need to do is just right click, and there we go. We have turned this ice dragon to stone. And then take our pick with Silk Touch, and you have to just rapidly left click, and there we go. We have a stone statue of an ice dragon. Has to have Silk Touch, otherwise you're just going to get cobblestone, which would be probably the saddest waste of a Gorgon head possible. It would be depressing level sadness. Not to mention you get a free dragon kill, kind of. You don't get all the scales and dragon heart and all that, which is kind of sad, but... oh, that's a silver sword. I'll take that. Extra damage against undead. Oh, and there's actually from this mine shaft, there's a mine cart with chest here that has a spectre coil in it. And a broken pickaxe from forestry. And then I got some californium and just some basic stuff out of here. Nothing too amazing, but that californium will come in handy later, so. Okay, so what we're going to do with our statue. I was doing some thinking, and I think what I want to do with it is I want to replace our dragon skull that's up here. This tier 5 dragon skull is cool and everything, and we'll put it somewhere else. But I think I want a dragon statue here. So let's go ahead. We'll just right-click to place it. And sometimes it's going to do that. It's going to turn and act up a little bit. And it's just basically a lot of trial and error. And I think... Let's see. There used to be a bug where if you reloaded that chunk... Let me warp out of that chunk for just a minute. And then I'll go back. And sometimes it'll move a little bit. There used to be a bug with that, which might actually throw a wrench in my plans. I'm not for sure. Okay, yeah, see, it's moved a little bit. It has moved off of that. Okay, man, I didn't think about that. Well, we still have a really cool dragon statue. Oh, that actually does damage to its health. And there's also, I remember there was a funny issue before with it. I noticed in a test world. If you have something with a saddle, like say like a horse or a hippocampi or a, something like that, you can actually mount it, like mount the statue when it's wearing the saddle, which actually I think is kind of cool. Like you can get up on it and sit on the statue, but yeah, it does turn, which is a slight issue. Still kind of a cool thing though, right? Like, it's a little bit big for that area actually. Maybe I need like a stage 3 dragon. I don't know. I'm going to figure out something really cool to do with him. But we'll see. I might, I don't know. I've got to put that statue somewhere. The only thing is it's going to wander around, except, well, I think even if I had the chunk loaded on reset, on restart, it would mess up. So, I don't know. We'll figure out something with it. We'll place it down somewhere. It's a really cool statue, right? But, it moves. It's like the Skyrim mannequins, basically. Which is kind of a bummer. I want to say that the other statues do that as well, but I can't remember if they do or not. Because it was mainly in a test world that I messed around with it, but I did notice that the dragons moved around a little bit, so I don't know. But anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode. We will get more Gorgon heads in the future. Maybe not so distant future, maybe distant future, I don't know yet. But we will get some more dragon head or Gorgon heads and make more statues, because I do want statues around the base. I love that feature of Ice and Fire. I wish they would kind of work out the kinks so you could actually place it down and it wouldn't move, and you could place it down and it wouldn't turn and stuff like that. But honestly, it's an excellent statue mod. You can also do it on players too if you want player statues in your base. So I'm thinking long term, once we have Gorgon heads to spare, I think we're probably going to do some player statues around the base as well for like patron members and everything. So, like people on the server. Next episode, we are going to get back into IC2. I mean, we're kind of winding down. We've still, in the future, we're still going to do more Ice and Fire. Fire dragons. Don't think that this is the end of Ice and Fire. We're also going to do hippogriffs, and we also still have to find a Cyclops. We have to get lots and lots of Gorgon heads. We still have a Deathworm egg and a Cockatrice egg. I have not forgotten about those. Those are still safely stored away at the moment. We are going to use those before too long. But we're going to move into IC2. We'll probably be in IC2 for a little while and kind of start winding down on IC2. We're getting close to being done with it, but we still have some big setups to go because we haven't even started into scanning replication. We haven't even started making overclockers yet. We're still running off of the 8 that we got out of that loot chest forever ago. We're going to be getting into better power, free power, and overclockers, and scanning and replication and reactors and all that fun stuff. And then I also want to go to the end so I can make the quantum bodysuit, and then soon, like after all that IC2, then we'll move on to the next batch of mods. And then occasionally come back to a little bit of Ice and Fire stuff. But for right now, I think this will be, for right this second, it'll be the end of our Ice and Fire. I'm still going to be building up here and hoping that, I've got to put in some bug reports, but I'm hoping that some of that stuff gets sorted out with the dragons and with the statues. But we'll see. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.